All right, we're live, and we sort of have a crowded group. So, I'm we're right at limit, and there's like I guess my current account only lets 6 people on at a time. I guess I have to think about upgrading. But what I'll do is, I'll kind of step in and out. I'll bring Ook up shortly after I just go through a quick invite, and I'll let people kind of have their discussion because I don't have anything really specific. I have one thing I'll talk about, but um, I'll just kind of kick it off here and actually welcome Errant. I guess it's your second time here, but
Yeah.
welcome to the
Hello.
stage and
Yeah, I was surprised.
let me just kick it off with asking everyone how their week has been, and I'll bring Ook up right now. Go ahead.
Pretty good. Gave myself a haircut, so Crystal now considers me looking dangerous again.
You're already dangerous.
I gave $50 for a haircut, and I don't know whether or not it's the barber's going to be any good. So I just grabbed the clippers and did a number 3 over my whole head. So
Usually how I do it.
Now my beard is longer than, well, it can reach up over my face into my hair, so I could do a really strange comb over.
When you're upset with the results of the barber, is that sheer madness?
It truly is sheer madness. Won't be doing much typing because I've been doing some rope work this week, and yeah, the fingers are a bit sore because I've been doing it at night and it's been in single digits, and it's been for the cat's playpen, not for the sex dungeon.
God,
just to head that off.
I chopped my beard off yesterday.
Sacrilege.
And it's weird. It's the stubble is a couple of, it's several millimeters now, but once a year I have to clear it off and restart it because I get bald patches and it's.
Have you tried your oil, your beard oil?
I have actually bought some recent beard oil which I have tried, and it's helping a bit. So
yeah, I found that
stress is basically my problem.
No, that.
All right. So I've cleared it out, and it's regrowing. So it's now all long.
You can drop me down now, Q, if you want. Hello.
Let's see. My weekend, like I said, got to visit my twin brother. He, his wife and 4 kids are doing all right. Finally got myself a doctor's appointment scheduled for this coming Friday. See about getting a sleep study done. I have my landlord to thank for suggesting that.
That's good.
So, what led you to join us, Errant?
Sheer boredom.
Okay.
Well, that's a good reason. That's a good enough reason, I guess.
Well, okay, that's
me.
And how about everyone else? Blarg, how are things going with you?
Yeah, quite cool. I'm in the middle of just munching on some food, so I'm 100% professional. It's breakfast at 11 o'clock. So as always, off to the gym Sunday morning, and then don't eat before that. Then get a snack on the way back. So yes, that's it.
Yeah,
but otherwise.
You guys don't need to worry about being professional here. I hope you know I am not paying you guys to be on here, so this is all.
I have my
you told me that you were
the invoice ready. Oh, you'll be hearing from my professional lawyer. That's for sure. Professional lawyer, as opposed to an unprofessional one.
Sounds like all the lawyers I know.
Yeah, no. Had a cold last week, and which I managed to pretend wasn't happening while I was stuffing my head in my hands during last week's show repeatedly, but that seems to have recovered quite well. So that's good.
Speaking
So
of,
definitely a cold, and
has anybody heard?
not
From,
one of them.
has anybody heard from Terry since last week?
No,
No.
I haven't seen any comments.
No. Yeah, it's like he just dropped right off the face of the earth.
I
I
don't
think,
think,
I think originally the point of contact was with QC. So if he's had a chance to talk to him,
yeah, it was on the, what is it, TikTok or something.
yeah.
I'm going to have to join that. Is it worth it?
I'm not the person to ask. I'm not on social media at all. I've never seen. I really have turned into an old man yelling at clouds with that sort of thing. I do not see the point.
Yeah, I'm okay with Twitter enough. With TikTok, I think there's just, it's a lot more video oriented. So I'm not going to be
You need to
making
shake
TikTok
both
videos.
hands rather than just one, at the sky.
I shall see. I'll get my tech expert onto it.
And I haven't heard anything from Terry on Twitter, so he's, I think, kind of gone off, and I guess he's satisfied with his appearance and maybe not too interested in engaging further, but we'll see. I was going to have one person on as a guest, and it was kind of I was in kind of a long back and forth with him on something that I felt like he just didn't get. So I thought I would, and he said he might show up maybe in a couple of weeks. I guess schedule didn't work out, but I wanted to kind of give you guys a sense of, I guess, what kind of led to him even considering coming on. So let me just share the back and forth that I had, and it'll be kind of fun to sort of get your input on what you think that what you thought about the exchange. So bunch of Christians were kind of getting on my case because of a tweet I had put up about how I made kind of a passing comment about talking donkeys. So this isn't it, but he got on. So it was this comment I had made that there's no evidence of any God. So he said it's absurd, and it's funny. Like all these Christians will say there's a lot of evidence, but they won't provide any evidence. At most, they'll bring up fine tuning, or look at the trees. So I basically said there isn't any evidence, and that if there was, if God did exist, we would see some impact of it. For example, we would see there would be some differences, measurable differences of for people of certain beliefs. So let's say that Methodists, for whatever reason, believed in the correct, quote unquote, correct God, and their God was favoring them. Then we would see something where there's some connection with that belief and some benefit, or if the God was actually not a good God, or maybe if the God didn't like your belief, like they didn't like what the Methodists are saying, how dare them have female priests, for example, then you might see something on the negative side, right? There'll be some impact that's measurable. And the other comment I had put in was that, if Christians actually believed what they claim to believe, I think you would see that a lot of Christians would be dying early of, non-natural causes. They would be more likely to sign up for dangerous jobs, or maybe take more risk, like more likely to jump into a burning building to save someone. So you would see, if someone was looking for it, and I'll bet people have, you would see that you might see that certain people might have a shorter lifespan, or they die, or they're preferentially in certain type of jobs, or they're more likely to die earlier, etc. So if Christians did believe that, and if they thought that this life was just a temporary life, and that there's something way better for them after their death, I think you would see that. I think you would see that Christians would be more willing to die, or they wouldn't be trying so hard to stay in this life. They would say, nope, I'm not going to receive chemotherapy. I don't want to extend my suffering. I want to go earlier, to my next life. And they wouldn't be willing to spend all the money to try to prolong their lives, whether it's a health fad or whatever. I think you would see something measurable. So basically, I said that there's no evidence. And so this Dr. Inquisitivus, who again might come on in a couple weeks, he said we're not addressing the right question, and he kind of goes on to this about not having evidence. And like I said, he brings up fine tuning. So he's kind of saying that, okay, where is your evidence that there isn't a God? So, I basically said, it's not like what I'm saying is that because we don't have evidence, that I mean that there's evidence that God doesn't exist, because you can't have evidence of anything for something that doesn't exist. So this is where it kind of, and it goes on. I don't want to go through the whole thing, but this idea that he's conflating me saying that there not being an evidence of something is same thing as there being an evidence that something doesn't exist. I think it's pretty straightforward, and I keep explaining it over and over, and he just doesn't get it. And he brings up this, Bayesian thing, which I thought was just, not irrelevant. And so I went on this thing about this logical difference of not knowing that P is true and knowing that not P is true. And he just doesn't get it. So it goes just like, as you can see, and he just tries to keep saying it over and over again, that somehow I am claiming that I have evidence that God doesn't exist. And he says, oh, you might oppose this with the statement that absence of evidence is not evidence of absence, but this is false. Absence of evidence is almost always evidence of absence, although it may be very weak evidence. And that's fine. We have evidence that we don't have evidence, if you follow what I'm saying. The fact that we don't have any evidence for the existence of God is an evidence that we don't have that evidence. And this is, I think, where he doesn't quite get it. But at the end of the day, this whole thing is about him wanting to conflate me saying that we don't have evidence to be equivalent, or be at least connected to an argument that that there is evidence of God not existing. So this is, hopefully we'll have something more interesting to talk about when he comes on, but this is what kind of pulled him in, and eventually he says something to the point of, well, I can come on and have a discussion. But anyway, that was my, I think this, started on August 1st, where this is a kind of fun you have on Twitter. Any comments on that? I presume you guys agree with me, because I know I'm right.
Oh, sure, yeah.
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 Yeah, it's
Sorry,
it's the exact same garbage every time. You're like,
Yeah.
shift the burden. We're seeing all of that with Gandalf / Metathronos / Frankie the
Snowflake.
He was
Oh
slow
yeah,
one.
those type of guys. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it did.
Well, no, it's the same guy.
Oh, it is?
Metathronos is Frankie
Yeah.
the Snowflake. Is Gandalf.
Well, I did not know that. Thank you
Oh.
for telling me that.
That the whole logic thing was fun though. When he tried to do the whole evidence warrants belief thing, and then didn't realize that it backfired on him. Because if you do the whole only evidence warrants belief, then lack of evidence warrants lack of belief. And therefore, because there's no evidence for
Yeah,
my
but you're
God,
illogical.
gods,
You're
Yes.
illogical. Because God, you're logical.
Yeah.
Disprove God. Ugh.
and then-
I
then-
did
and
love
then
I did love his
the
meltdown.
rap
I
because
did have a
I've
little bit
gone,
of a-
oh, I'm sorry, I've used your logic against you.
He had a complete meltdown with me a couple of times over the course of this last week. He really does not like being called ignorant.
Oh yes, no, that's fun.
Oh, I missed that one. Ah,
Yeah, no. As soon as I just pointed out, so no, you're clearly showing that you are fundamentally ignorant on the difference between an argument and evidence, because he kept saying that the Kalam cosmological argument was proof, and I said no. The A stands for arguments. You can argue anything. That doesn't mean that you have proof for it. Are you ignorant to the difference between those two things? And he just went completely ape on me. He cannot handle that.
damn.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No. Now how it goes.
Yeah, yeah.
Straight to fine. Yeah. The fine tuning is another one that that a lot of them really like to go to, and I keep asking, fine tuned compared to what?
Well, I always ask them for, do you have any evidence for tuning of any kind whatsoever? Not just fine tuning, but any tuning.
Yes.
And they shut up. You know, none of them say anything about.
Or to try to double down like idiots.
Oh,
There's a big problem with there's two big problems with the fine tuning argument. One is
Just
that
two?
fine tuning is two bigger problems.
Okay.
One is
yeah.
fine tuning is terrific evidence for a multiverse, because if there is a multiverse out there that has all the possible, essentially an infinite number of universes, all the possible values of every possible constant would exist, and we would exist in the one where we can exist in, or in the infinite number of ones we can exist in. We would expect to see that, but if an all-powerful God exists, he has no use for a fine-tuned universe. We could live in the center of a sun, and it wouldn't hurt us, as per the God's will. So there's absolutely no need for fine tuning where an all powerful God exists. So it's not good evidence of a God. It's good evidence of a multiverse. And the second problem is that our understanding of the constants is so poor, we don't even know what constants are constant, or what constants exist. So we've got a whole list of things that we have measured values of. For example, the speed of light. And you'd say, well, the speed of light is a constant. But the speed of light is a consequence of a ratio between the permittivity and the permeability of space. I think it's permittivity over permeability, the square root of equals the speed of light. So the speed of light is a function of two other constants, or one of those other constants is a function of the speed of light. It's these things are connected to each other, and we don't know how all of them, whether all of them flow from some deeper.
Right. We're still looking for that deeper and fundamental
level. So you
theory.
can't go along and say anything is actually fine tuned until you can demonstrate that you're actually measuring a thing that is fundamental.
Yeah, it's fundamental and independent of the other things. Yeah.
Well, not just that, when they talk about like the gravitational constant, they give all these numbers. I mean, we have all those numbers because of the units that we're using, right?
Yeah.
It's just artificial. It's essentially just one value. and we could have just said it's a one, right? The value of one. So for it to be fine tuned to be a one, or we could just assign it some random number that is fine to that number, is nonsensical unless there is some other comparison that you're making to that value. And also, if you know that adjustment in whichever direction is actually what the implication of that is. Because if it was a different value, it just means that we wouldn't have the universe that we currently have. It doesn't mean that a universe wouldn't exist, or if it I guess we would know for sure it wouldn't be a universe that we have currently. But that doesn't mean that this universe was fine-tuned. It just means that this universe has a certain parameters that it's working under. And it may be that was the only possible way for a universe to show up. And if it was any other value, it wouldn't have shown, it wouldn't have existed, at least within, whatever parameters. But it doesn't mean that this universe is fine-tuned. I guess it's a little bit of what is the anthropomorphic principle. It's actually an argument, I think, against fine-tuning, but they actually think that it's an argument for fine-tuning because you presume that this universe had to end up with us being here to, ask the question, are we in a fine-tuned universe?
Yeah, you got the cause and effect around the wrong way.
Right.
We exist in the puddle that fits us. We didn't make the puddle wasn't created to fit our shape.
That's true.
So, yeah. There's also, I quite often post up a paper that I found, which is quite recent. I think it's from 2023, maybe, off memory, but where they did a detailed look at the cosmological constant and found that if the cosmological that the likelihood of life or life creating conditions is actually improved if you make the cosmological constant 800 times larger than what is observed. That's not very fine-tuned. It's certainly not fine-tuned particularly high. It's actually quite close to the edge of the inhabitable zone. But the entire range in which the habitable zone exists is 6 orders of magnitude. You go, so anywhere, so if they go along and say, if it moved by even 1 part in 120, it wouldn't work. And you go, no, well, this is 6 orders of magnitude wide. And it's essentially 3 orders of magnitude from the optimum value. And that is exactly what you'd expect to see if a multiverse existed, because the chance we would be at the peak value is extremely low when you've got all the other possible values to exist. We'd just be somewhere in the range of okay values. And guess what? We're somewhere in the range of okay values, not at the peak. So it's not
when some of these people say, well, the Earth's orbit is so fine-tuned that if it went off by even a foot closer or further away from the sun, that we would be toast. Not knowing that there's a variance of millions of miles during the orbit. Yeah.
And almost certainly the Earth's orbit has been changing slightly over the years in the same way that the moon's orbit has been changing. Like the moon has been getting further and further away from us over the years and will eventually end up with the Earth and the. So currently the moon keeps one face pointed at Earth. Eventually Earth will keep one face pointed at the moon.
And that's slowing down. No.
Yeah, the moon will be the day will be 47 days long, and so the moon will have slowed us down so much that a day is 47 of our current days long, and the moon will be much further away. But then the moon will always face the same face of the Earth. The Earth and the moon will be tidally locked in both directions, not just in one. So
So could there have been some setting that would have actually resulted in humans coming to exist in this universe, let's say within even 1,000,000 years after the beginning of the Big Bang. If we saw something like that, where we saw that human beings just almost popped out instantaneously from a cosmological time point of view, as soon as the universe formed, then I think you could kind of make an argument, that there's some kind of force that resulted in us being created. But considering the billions of years where, at least there wasn't a human life in the universe, how do you call that a fine tune?
Yeah, well, we had to go through multiple generations of star creation and star death to get enough metallicity in the stars that, like in our star, and to create the possibility of our existence. So, in the first 1,000,000 years, there was hydrogen, helium, and lithium. That's it. There was no carbon. There was no iron. There was none of that. There was no calcium. None of these things existed, so it wouldn't have been possible to create life at all. And if life had popped into existence when it isn't possible for life to exist, you've got a solid argument for something doing it. But in this case, there's a very natural progression as stars explode and die. They start, as they approach the end of the life, they start burning into carbon, and then they start burning their way up to iron. And when they hit iron, the star explodes because it no longer produces any energy, and sprays these heavy elements out into the universe that then make it possible for us to exist. Yeah, entirely natural processes.
So just wanted to point out Tuna Mans, but Jesus did not bring his own moped. He came on his own accord. So I thought it was pretty funny.
On the accord or in the accord?
So the joke is, my wife tried to make me have sex on the hood of her Honda Civic. I refused. If I'm going to have sex, it's going to be on my own accord.
That'll work.
There we go.
Hey, did I tell you guys that I submitted a book that I wrote on penguins? They sent it back. They said I should have written it on paper. I love that one. The other thing that I think a lot of young Earth creationists don't seem to quite understand, or the young universes and the fine-tuning argument, is just how big space is. Carl Sagan, talked about how unbelievably big space is. And this is an exercise that I do when I talk to people that think that the universe is 6,000 years old because the Bible says so, or whatever. Okay, so if that means that the universe has been expanding at the speed of light for 6,000 years, all right, fine, cool. So we find ourselves with a universe that's big enough that if you assume an average distance between intelligent planets of 150 light years, you would still have over 6 billion planets with intelligent life on it. So that what that speaks to is that would mean that we still have, our radio waves have been going at the speed of light for a little over 100 years. And 150 light years cosmologically is tiny. So we have not had a chance to even really explore enough space to be able to say that there isn't anything else out there. We just say that we haven't seen any yet. And so that just leaves us with this idea that the universe could be teeming with life. And in fact, every time that we explore parts of our own planet where we think life can't possibly exist, we keep finding more and more evidence of it. So all of that is just to say this. We don't even have a full understanding of all of the circumstances that life can start to form. So it is the absolute height of hubris for the young Earth creationists to say that they know enough about what forms life to be able to say that the universe or anything is that finely tuned.
Neil, what was Douglas Adams's reaction to the Fermi
Oh,
paradox?
it's about space. It's not just big; it's very big. Not just very big, but very, 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 very big.
Yeah.
And it goes on. But it's just so immensely vast that our minds cannot comprehend how big it is. And then it's bigger than that.
Yeah.
And the same for time as well. So for us to basically say, well, we know this about the universe is half the time complete crap. So it's even worse for the unearthed creationists who like narrow it down even further to going, oh, it's exactly how it is for us right now, despite the fact that it's not been like it is right now for hundreds and thousands of years. We've it's only been like this for the last 10,000 at best years.
I think
our
a lot of
species is at least 200,000 years old. So
yeah, I think a lot of the young Earth creationists and also people who are like don't believe in evolution. I don't think they
I
can
don't think they believe in
grasp in their
time,
head.
to be honest.
Well, I don't think they grasp how long like a million years is and how long a billion years is. So, they make this joke about, well, evolution is just like, you just throw time at it or you take adaptation and throw time at it. And, these evolutionists, they believe that cats can become dogs and all that. But if we're talking about the sheer number of generations of populations over hundreds of millions of years, I don't think they understand what happened or how long that time is.
Yeah.
Like, just think like the number of years that America has been around, a couple hundred years. And
we have pubs older than the flipping United States.
But I mean, just think of like how many generations of like hominids, would have, gone, it would have gone through over, let's say even 1 million years. I mean, that's a lot of generations.
There's a very good series on the BBC at the moment. So if you can access it via BBC World, brilliant, which is all about the various human species that have been here and how we're the only ones left. And there's a lot of new stuff in it, and it's just astounding just how we've survived and no one else has. And we got lucky, pretty much. We got lucky, but we're also incredibly mean.
Yeah.
We got lucky because basically we were willing to eat and kill anything in order to survive, and everyone else died off, and we're just like going, yeah, well, we're happy here eating the trash that you guys have made, and we'll survive you.
And if we can't fight you, we'll fuck you and interbreed, and it works just as well.
How much is it now of Neanderthals in us? What?
Oh, there was some news.
About 3% individually, but like something like
depends on how
28%
weight you
when you
are.
add it all together.
There's been a couple of new studies on Neanderthal DNA on some of the old skeletons that they found in the last, I think, month and a half. Haven't had a chance to read it yet, but it's on the list to do. But yeah, they've changed a few things. That frozen one in the Alps, the French Alps or Swiss.
Oh yeah. Ötzi?
Yeah,
Ötzi?
they've redone his DNA, and it's completely different to virtually all the other Neanderthals and humans. It's sort of popped out for I only read the cliff note, but yeah, they're not real sure where he came from. So I must get around to reading it.
No,
But,
no, I need to look that up. It's
That is interesting.
yeah. It's only, I think, in the last month that they've started releasing some of the new findings on Neanderthal and our closest hominid relatives, which it just makes the interbreeding and the interconnection a whole lot more. Yeah, it was just pretty much because we would eat anything, fight anything, or fuck anything that Homo sapiens is still around. That was it. Oh,
yeah. Oh, Tillman's has put what the percentages:
yeah.
2% up to 8 to 10.
Yeah. I seem to
But
remember
that's
those
individually, and if you add it all together, you've got something like
population.
a third of the Neanderthal genome is within present humans.
Yes,
The,
it is very specific
not
to people with Northern European backgrounds. So
Yeah.
people with African heritage tend to have next to none or none.
I've heard, and it's not been verified, but there's like 2 possible species in Africa that people from Africa have DNA relics of. So like we have relics in us in Europe have relics of Neanderthals. In Africa, they've got possible relics of at least 2 unnamed species.
That would make sense because we don't necessarily,
It's huge.
it's difficult to get fossilization to occur. So yeah, it's quite possible that there's human species out there that we haven't come across yet. So, but that exists.
A face to Denisovans, haven't we?
Yeah, well,
depending on what Gupsix even says.
Hey, by the
Always
way,
love
do you guys remember last week's atheist experience where that one guy, John, the food guy? Yeah, I think it's John from California. We had him on before. It was hilarious when he called in and he just got slammed.
I think that's the 3rd time he's called in.
I think so. He's tried.
I think he even made it
times.
over on the line.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I think it was Justin, right? Justin's the one who basically said, "Are you this guy who thinks that the Lord's Prayer means God is food or something?" And just immediately just cut him down.
The Damon must be back from his high-level engineering job because I noticed he's appeared back in the comments, being his typical bigoted self. And I like the little interplay between him and who was it? One of his other trolls. Anyway, about the one where you had Andrews on. It was who was that wanker you had on the show a few months ago? Stephen someone or other, Andrew some. No,
Andrew Wilson.
Yeah, him. Damon is a fan of him.
Well, that's not surprising.
Yes, and how strange. And they were going off about our talk in the live chat during that show. I finally worked out what they were complaining and saying Blarg was screaming in the comments and all the live show and all this. And I finally worked out what they're talking about. They go back and watch Q's old shows. So that's what they're referring to when they were having a go at your blog on the AXP video. God Sends His Prophet,
Mm.
flashback one. Yes,
Yeah, just kind of lunatic.
both of them are.
Mm.
I can't
The,
be bothered with Damon or even what's the other idiot? Oh, Carl. That's right. Yeah,
There's
Carl.
so many of them.
Oh, Hobson.
You got-
Yeah,
Yeah.
Carl is a big fan as well.
He
He
did
loves
mention a few
me.
times about Andrew.
He
yeah.
loves me.
Okay,
Oh, yeah. Yes, he does.
with Carl, I fluctuate between him genuinely believing this stuff and he's just unhinged, or he's really committed to the troll bit, and I really can't settle on it because
He's genuinely unhinged, and he's
Yeah.
really, really committed to being a troll for God, for Jesus.
Every so often, he will go off on being really committed in trolling, but he's much easier to derail when he's doing that. But every so often, you can pin him down every so often on being vaguely honest and sincere about his beliefs for about 5 seconds. You can get him to do that. A couple of posts, and then he's gone again.
And that's why I love keeping my little notes of exactly what they say, because he's apart from bloody Joe Blow or whatever, Edith. He's the main one who's accusing everyone of sex crimes, pedophilia, all that sort of stuff.
Oh
It's
yeah,
the-
no.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That smacks of
Him
every
and-
accusation a confession.
Yep.
Projecting his
Yeah.
finest.
But they really do. Yeah, there are some really low class. That CP guy, is he new or is he old? Well, I can't pick him.
He's almost certainly old, and I can't quite yet put my finger on which one he is. But
Yeah.
his tone is exceptionally familiar.
Yeah.
So his arguments, his language is familiar. I'll get him.
I thought he might be Frankie for a bit, but maybe not.
Wait, who's Frankie?
Gandalf is
Um,
Frankie.
I don't recognize Gavin.
As
I
a
don't recognize Gavin.
Frankie the Snowflake is I think Blarg worked out that.
Let me consult my
Yeah.
files. Hang on.
Yeah, that's
No,
Gandalf.
what I
It's
know-
also Metathronos, which I hadn't spotted before as well.
He's Metathronos as well.
Frank. Yeah.
Oh,
There was.
okay.
Yeah, it wasn't until I was trying to work out who he was that I spotted the language pop up in Metathronos as well as Frankie, and you go, oh, well, that makes sense.
You're not talking about that Frank Huggensberg, are you?
No, the guy he used to have a bunch of accounts. Frankie the Snowflake. He spelt it a couple of different ways. Hang on, I'll pop up the list.
I never
accounts.
tangle with any of the. I never tangle with any of the socks other than Metathronos.
Hey, by the way, you guys mentioned Andrew Wilson. So I still occasionally get people who kind of are Andrew Wilson sycophants. So this guy just like out of the blue, this was July 27th, just called to deplatform me for demanding other people to be deplatformed because I expressed my opinion about who modern day debate should have on. So I couldn't help but mention that Andrew Wilson blocked me. He essentially deplatformed me from his platform, at least according to his argument, right? His argument is not having people on your account is deplatforming.
Yet more sycophants to yet another arch hypocrite.
And the funny thing is, like, this guy went on, and eventually, he couldn't take it, so he ended up just blocking me as well. let me see if I show.
I
So
tried to
I
join a conversation of yours on X,
uh-huh.
I think, early this week, and we had a couple of things, and I
And
got
he's calling
blocked.
you.
He blocked you, and then he blocked me, and
Yep.
It's quite funny, actually. I was just starting to get the hang of how to work this X thing, and people are blocking me.
Yeah,
Like,
I and and a
I
lot
couldn't
of
even
these guys.
swear.
Yeah, I know. They some of them just have a trigger finger. They just can't handle any kind of, I guess, resistance or any counter arguments. But like even this guy, he came in and he would block. And sometimes I'll just get someone who just makes a stupid comment and just like block right away. So obviously not interested in engaging. But yeah, this guy came
They're
on
the
and then
types that want to. They're the types that want to piss off. That want to say, piss on people and expect
Yeah.
others to ask, "May I have another, sir?"
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
yeah,
May I have
and
another?
a lot of these are invariably
It's
quote
like
unquote
I want.
Christians.
The thing is, I want to ask. It's like, are you this obnoxious to? Are you this obnoxious to people face to face?
I don't think they are. That's the thing.
Oh yeah,
I,
no,
and
they're absolute keyboard commandos.
Yeah.
And the best evidence of that, or the best example of that, excuse me, is Florida Boy.
Yeah.
Where he will talk big and tough in the comments section. Though, was it once or twice that he came on the channel here, he got absolutely humiliated and destroyed. And
Just once.
What's that?
Just once.
Just once. And just absolutely has been running scared ever since. As recently as 3 months ago, he bragged that he would take on any atheist anytime, anywhere. So I told him that I accepted his challenge and to just come on back here. And then all of a sudden, he had to put up this wall of different provisions.
Yeah,
and that
excuse
he had
after excuse after excuse.
Yeah. So, well,
You go,
but the thing is, like,
would unless
you know,
you show your face. And you go, well, you didn't show your face the first time. So when was that?
Well, the thing is, like, so after he was on the first time, he came on at like the end of one of our live streams and wanted to, debate or whatever.
Preach.
But it was like at the end. So I said, well, just come back next week. And that's the last we heard of him.
Yeah.
He, in terms of within the stream. For whatever reason, after that point where he actually got on and he just refused to come back on. I really don't understand.
Nobody gives everyone. Have you still got his phone number? He only wants
I
to
don't
talk to
think
people
so.
on the
I
phone
mean,
now.
I don't think I do because I had created, just FYI, I had created like a Google Voice account phone number, and that's where all the communications were happening. And I essentially, because I don't use it or I haven't used, it's been like almost a year, so it just went away because Google would just like clean up those numbers, so it went away. I may be able to like go and find this somewhere, but I mean it's not even worth it. So I when he says that I have his phone number or whatever, there has been no communication between him and me on that phone number since the last time.
Oh, and he's flat out said that I have his number, which is which is completely untrue. I do not now, nor have I ever had his phone number, and I'm not going to call him.
Yeah,
and
that's
I
exactly
probably
it.
have his phone number in my notes.
Part of it is at this point he's just a bully, and it's nothing more than him trying to do a dominance flex to get people to call him. The other thing is that when people do call him consistently over and over again, what I've heard back is he's not interested in the conversation. He just wants to preach. So it's a dominance display made in a bad faith effort. Yeah. And you can see that he's not really interested in a real conversation, because every time somebody says, all right, you pick the day, I keep telling him, you pick the day and the time and I will set it up so that we can have a one-on-one live debate. And all of a sudden, he stops choosing to respond.
Yeah. Well, you were away when he accidentally accepted your challenge,
Oh, really?
and then basically went dead quiet on it.
Oh,
And,
I did miss that.
So I kept
Yes,
bringing it up,
it
going,
never happened.
"Isn't he supposed to be having a challenge with John?" And he would avoid those threads like the plague. So
Yeah.
every thread that he'd replied in, he basically suddenly stopped replying it. As soon as I brought up that he'd accepted your challenge, suddenly it was gone. And it's like,
Okay,
oh,
well, I
right.
will. I'm going to have to integrate that into my response.
Yeah.
To that.
But
I mean,
the
I've-
only reason he came on here, was because he was trying to bully me into having a debate with him, and he kept saying that he had issued his phone number in the text, and I wasn't getting it because YouTube was blocking his number.
Oh, I
So I was
remember I
like
told
going-
him. Oh, go ahead, Vince.
Yeah. So
I was gonna say,
I was like, going, "Well, you're not
Go
giving me
ahead.
your number. What? You're obviously talking out your mouth." And so basically, I didn't trust anything he said. Then Q went, "Well, I'll have a chat with you."
What I
Yeah.
love is he'll do a copy and paste of his arguments over and over again. Ignore the responses that people give when they point it out. And I cannot prove this, so this is not an actual accusation on my part, but I'm convinced he's the one that got me blocked from making comments for a couple days, because I would just do a cut and paste of his cowardice over and over again for every single time he commented. So he can dish it out, but he can't take it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the thing you have to remember is there's very few people who have the ethics that you don't say anything about anyone that you wouldn't say to their face.
Right.
And the people who generally stick to that have the scars to prove that.
Yeah.
It is. I've worked that way pretty much my whole life, and yeah, that's probably why I look a tad dangerous a lot of the time, especially if I keep my hair short. My nose has been all over my face. I got that many scars I can't count. If say something to someone's face, it's just the way I was brought up. You do,
Sure.
And these the keyboard warriors, they just can't handle it.
Anyone want to respond to Will Jackson's question? I presume he's asking about Flojo, what his motivation is.
No, I just put it down to him being a wanker.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
he's a keyboard warrior.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say if he's genuine or not, because
think he's
he's
basically
so
got-
dishonest. He's so dishonest in his posts that you can't tell if he's being honest about his beliefs or not.
Oh, I will go one
he's-
step further. The fact that he has consistently and pathologically shown himself to be fundamentally dishonest, I do not take at face value anything he says about himself, including his assertion that he is a believer.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
Because of his behavior.
his
I accept that
biblical
he's a
knowledge.
believer, but that his ego is so bruised that he's now stuck in this thing of I have to defeat them or otherwise I will lose. So it no longer matters. So yeah, he'll do anything to win, so that's where he's at.
His
And
biblical
And
knowledge.
it's that mentality that where he defeats himself, that makes him defeat himself.
Sure.
Yeah. His biblical knowledge or knowledge of Christianity in general is woeful. I mean, he doesn't even know that he reads a Protestant Bible. didn't know that there was a difference between different denominations in the Bible. It horrible. They're ridiculous. That's the weird thing. If you're going to be a genuine believer about something, learn all about it. But I suppose that defeats the scripture, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, his association with the with American Top Team has had some interesting fruit. In that they now have their own YouTube account.
So America.
His logo is of the American Top Team, which is a gym in Florida that trains people in mixed martial arts. And one of his former usernames was American Top Team. And that rather rapidly disappeared after one or two of us may have contacted American Top Team and mentioned that he was parading himself as their representative on YouTube.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, well, they now have their own YouTube account of their name with their own logo.
Okay.
And Flojo has been nowhere near it, shall we say.
Can you post a link?
It's just at American Top Team, all one word. That's their YouTube account.
Sweet ass. I'll have a look.
Yeah.
You know, going back to Flojo's his dishonesty, I mean, I was actually very astounded after that first debate when he started saying things that I couldn't figure out how anyone could actually honestly believe the kind of things that he was saying. You know, like that whole long train of comments about how I had admitted to being an agnostic or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like so dishonest. And it was in a certain way, I guess, gaslighting. But, you know, just like repeating what I said and then just like giving a completely like nonsensical interpretation of what my comment meant. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just like, it was really astounding. It was hard for me to
what
figure
choice
out whether
did he
he actually
have?
believed that.
You know,
Yeah, but even still, like, you know, like even when I like gave a snippet of me saying what I said, and him saying, no, that is not what you said.
that was weird because it's like going, can you not read the transcript?
Yeah. I mean, it almost seems like it's a self-delusion, right? That in his mind, it's going a certain way, and that's what he believes. That's his reality.
Well, he has to win. That's basically his mentality. He has to win, and it doesn't matter what he says, how true that is. He's going to try and manufacture a win, regardless.
By any means.
that's
Well,
why
we saw a bit of that at the end of the debate in that first episode with UQC.
Yeah.
See, he behaved himself, and then it got right to the end. Then all of a sudden there was the big bleh of just running his mouth off at the end there because he knew he was out of time and he hadn't won. So he had to race that all in and then try to clean up afterwards as well. We got a similar behaviour some time back from a guy by the name of Kevin. He was the 10 minutes underwater guy. If anyone remembers the episode, he rang up Matt Dillahunty when he was on AXP and tried to make an argument about being underwater. 10 minutes, you'd be dead. And Matt just demolished him. And he lost his frickin' mind for months and months and months. He just went from one account to the next account back in the good old days when YouTube would delete people for being assholes.
Yeah.
And he went through dozens of them. But here's a poor, sad little git too. The guy, I found out who he was and discovered that he's a gay fundamentalist Christian. So back in the late
Wait, how did you find that out?
Well, I found he put enough info about himself out there that I found exactly where he lived. Like it wasn't hard to find. He lives in north of Portland, in Oregon, and in a little trailer park where his parents live as well, and on the side of the highway. And there was
not to derail this, but didn't we figure out that Neppy also lives in a trailer park?
No, he lives in a mobile home.
Oh, okay.
Yes, on a piece of acreage. This is actually a like a proper little trailer park.
Gotcha.
That's it. That's the whole town. Is just one little trailer park and a store. Is basically it's all that's there. But he made a solemn vow to the church that he would be celibate for the rest of his life because of his religion, and it's so sad. But he was absolutely destroyed by his religion. It made me, that's the sort of shit. The poor prick might have had a chance in life if he hadn't been so caught up in his cult. It was terrible. So yeah, he put information about it up on his Facebook page, and it was all open. So yeah, it wasn't hard.
I mean, that must be so tough being a fundamentalist Christian and being gay.
Yeah.
There's somebody I used to know when I was living in London who worked for Southwark Cathedral, and he ended up joining the Roman Catholics and becoming a monk, and he's gay, and it was just the weirdest transition ever, because he's like going, yeah, all I have to do is just not act on it. It's like go.
But C of A lets you. They're happy with it.
Yeah, you're okay being gay if you're CV. They don't really care quite so much.
Yeah.
Roman Catholics.
That's a little different.
Yeah, and it's like going, and you became a freaking monk. What the?
Well, that I think happens quite often with people who are religious, because they, they think that, and it's probably explains part of the reason why there is so much problem with, let's call it child badness, is because people who are that way inclined as well think that they'll be safe in this space. They can go there, they can take vows, they can have people around them who can help sort of rein in their behavior so that they don't sin. But then they discover actually it's an opportunity. They just keep putting them in front of kids and giving them opportunity and then defending them afterwards. So the opposite effect happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that picture is exactly what sort of we're talking about with Neppy's place. It's technically movable, but it's got extra bits and stuff built.
Yeah, I think what it is, at least with Neppy, is that it's a mobile built home.
In my head, it's the other way around, because we have caravan parks that have basically caravans on bricks.
Right. So those are actually like mobile, where you could hitch it up and you could drive. So
You can
for these
attach
kind of
wheels,
homes,
take it away.
yeah, but for these, like they're built
Whereas I
elsewhere.
assumed a mobile home was basically one that had its wheels still attached.
Yeah, no, the other way around.
Yeah.
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 They're cranes.
I find
It's
entirely
like,
ironic. They're really hard to move, mobile homes.
Yeah.
But caravans are, those are easy to move.
Yeah.
mobile
But
homes
these are things where
the
they can
modular
manufacture.
homes. Yeah, prefabbed, dropped into place.
Yeah.
Right.
On-site offices, that sort of thing you see on building sites over in the UK, Neil. That's the
Yeah,
sort of
we've
stuff.
got quite a couple over here in the
Yeah.
UK. We call them caravan parks, even though we know they can't be moved by caravan.
Yeah,
Yeah, so they're
Whereas we
limited
call caravan
in
parks
the
caravans.
size, because they have to be of a
Yeah.
certain size so they can be transported over the road. So,
Yeah.
it could be like 1 lane wide, or it could actually be 2 lanes wide in the sense that like each of the half could be built separately and then they kind of put it together.
Yeah.
But yeah, the size limitation is the big thing. And obviously it's not going to be multi-story.
Yeah. So if I just think
Yeah.
of your mobile homes as like our caravan parks, that's fine in my head. Okay.
Yes, and when we pull up the picture of Neppy's place, you see exactly this this dimension, this shape, with a shed built down one end and a veranda out the front.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, that's his $1 million mansion.
I mean, some of them can be
Immobile
really,
home.
yeah,
Lives in with his
modular
dad.
homes can be really nice if done right. Put in one wing for the bedrooms, one for the shower. There's some really nice ones, but I really don't see
Yes, Craig.
any
Sorry.
coming in from the US. I haven't seen any real attempt at beautifying or even just artistic, architecturally pleasing mobile homes. They're just sort of a block standard, cheap as chips, throw in. There are some really nice ones through Germany does some, and I know the UK has quite a few really nice ones, and they are starting here as well to get sort of like modular prefab homes that are semi-trailered to a site, crane lifts them in. Interesting.
By the way, that is a picture of Neppy's mobile home.
Yeah,
Ah, yes, the $1 million mansion.
yeah,
Well, he's a former CIA surgeon spy, isn't he?
yes, he is. He is.
For the past 70 years now, is it?
Yeah, he also worked in the Coast Guard for like 20 years. Like
He's got
the
his
list
own time machine, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing what he got up to.
If you want whoppers, there's. I mean, I think nobody can top this one now homeless whack job from Clay County, Kentucky, Von Helton.
Ooh.
James Paul Von Helton, I believe, from what I remember.
That name rings a bell.
He is also infamous for being the dude from the Karate Kyle meme image.
I am not familiar with that, so I can't see it.
Don't know that at all.
I mean, I'm talking about he is claimed. I think he's claimed to be a source. I think the Sorcerer Supreme and to have lived like centuries.
Oh, one of them.
Yep.
So just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
By the way, I know, I think we may have, or we were thinking of discussing this last time, but
We were starting to
Neil
discuss it.
had sent an email about possibly
God.
this person being Neppy. I don't think so.
Neppy or
Oh no, sorry, Jim Edith.
Jim, yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I think that's where I got things a little confused. Jim Edith.
I think he
following
had
the video that he did on me, I don't think it is Jimmy Diff.
Yeah, I don't think it is either. I popped over and made a comment that he seemed to have no clue what the hell I was talking about. So yeah.
But then it could be also be playing dumb as well.
Yeah.
Well,
he
you know,
could. But
yeah,
Well, let's see if
he
we can
would
get
he would
him
have
on the
been a
live
lot
stream. I'm sure he'll
harsher
be a
on his
great
video
guest.
about me. If that was the case, if he was Edith, he would have been absolutely ranting about me, and he was
That's
only
true, that's
mildly dishonest. So he probably isn't him.
Is he the guy who gets rid of all these comments and everything? And
Yeah.
goes- yeah. I've tried to comment a few times, but they
I've been
just
chatting with a
allow-
few people over at Sound of Silence, and they've all had the same reaction from him. That basically, as soon as you criticize anything, suddenly your posts don't show up anymore, and he blocks you in the end.
Talk about a brave Christian.
Oh yeah, no, he's just another dishonest idiot, basically.
Oh yeah, I know that.
I mean, the weird thing is, religion shouldn't make you a hateful person.
No, I mean, I've got plenty of religious relatives who are perfectly pleasant and
Yeah,
nice and genuine people.
it's that, the English and to an extent the Aussie thing of, keep your religion to yourself and you're fine. Come to
people
the
before there's always people before church in my family.
That's how it should be, really, for everything.
But that's why I see the rise of fundamental religion of any stripe. It's probably the society's as a whole most dangerous movement. It's crazy. Like, I've got no problem with Craig or any of that other. I don't know whether Craig would like the description or label of a progressive Christian. I think that's one of the terms they use now, or whatever they Unitarian progressive. I don't understand the American terminology, but yeah, just the
Craig is Scottish. I don't think he understands it either.
yeah, it's you're a human first,
yeah,
and whatever religion you follow comes second, and don't be an asshole. I think a lot of people, they all hide behind religion so that they can be nasty and bigotry, and they have a justification for it. That's how I see it now. It's just religion gives them an excuse to behave the way they've always wanted.
Yeah, it's also a power trip to them.
Yeah.
They see themselves as, they cast themselves as God, or they're God's right hand, and act like the devil. They are taught to revile and reject, basically.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, I mean, we do have a few over here. We do have a few of people like that, but they don't stick, because we learned our lesson back in the 1600s when we had a freaking civil war over it. And we had 10 years of Cromwell, and everyone went, yeah, let's just forget what religion you are and try not to do anything about it. Obviously, it didn't quite work so well in Ireland, but
yeah. But I mean, Ireland was a whole different thing.
Yeah, but that became less about religion and more about what side of the border do you think you're on? Northern Ireland was basically gang warfare, and they just had green and blue labels. That's basically what it was.
The strange thing is, and growing up in this country, Australia, honestly, I did, unless I was told, I didn't know what religion any of my neighbours were. It wasn't something I couldn't tell you. I think out of, say, up until the time I was about 30, I knew maybe 7 of the people that were in a block area of me, their religion, and that was since 5 years old onwards to about 30.
At primary school, they found out that our family was nominally Catholic, because that's the only way my dad could marry my mum, and no one had a clue what it was. And so they asked us, and we're like going, well, we don't know, because we're not really. It was only so my dad could marry my mum, and because my mum's parents were quite strongly Catholic.
Well, the weird thing with my education, all being at top private Catholic schools, there were Church of England, there were atheists like me, there were a couple of Jewish guys. It wasn't so much a Catholic school, it was a really good education center. That's education was put before the religion. You sent your kid to a private religious school because they had a better education. They got better scores, university entrance tests, that sort of thing. And I think Blarg would second that. But yeah, the religion was always put on the back burner. And it's only in the last, I say decade, but it's probably been 20 years that it's been growing in fundamental rabidness, religious fervor. I fully expect the old flagellation to come back in at some point. I think maybe some of the Baptist churches.
Nothing wrong with
I'll shut up.
What does it for you? Some people like that sort of thing.
Reading some of the accounts of religious ecstasy.
Is your fridge trying back over here?
From what is it? There was a Franciscan monk who wrote in the late 17th, early 18th century, and women basically orgasming and men orgasming by whipping themselves in church and all this thing. It was considered, they really have been touched by God because they ejaculated all over the church floor and that sort of thing.
It's the coming of Jesus.
Yep.
Sorry.
It's one of those. Yeah, would have hate to be the cleanup person, but that whole religious ecstasy comes from that sort of whipping yourself up into hysteria. Did anyone catch I think it was on the line, you have to, the clip was, you have to drink your tears to become born again, living waters?
I prefer the tears of bigots. They're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it really, it was one of the strangest. I'd heard the term living water before, couldn't quite place it, but apparently it's one of the new, or an off branch of a Baptist born again thing. You have to have tears of the Holy Spirit coming out your eyes, and that's how you get baptized again, as well as the whole speaking in tongues. I'll find the video and post a link. Back soon.
No worries.
All right.
Tilton has brought up that how many of the UK export shows seem to have like religious characters, and it's got me thinking, like, how many of them are?
Well,
and we must be fascinated with it. We must have some kind of fascination. Like, I can see it in comedy because we've got like Vicar Dibley, and I guess Father Ted is British adjacent.
Well,
And how
there
many,
is the
how many Monty Python sketches had to do with the church?
there is the
Oh,
non-Christian one with the Doctor.
No one
what's
expects
his-
that one.
What's the one with the Doctor who's afraid of blood?
Who's that?
What's that thing called? He's a like really grumpy-assed doctor.
Doc
Lives in a little
Martin.
town. Yeah, with Martin Clunes.
Yeah, Doc Martin. Yeah.
Yeah, Doc. That's a terrifically good one, but that one doesn't have a religious person at the center of it. It's got
No,
this.
no,
What I love about that is when you see that guy not in that role, he is exactly the opposite of that character. He is such a giggly, friendly sort of a guy. Same as House.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because
Hugh Laurie, yeah.
Hugh
a
Laurie
trip.
is a comedian, and there's they don't get any sillier than that fellow, except for and then the House character. You just go, wow, that is.
He was
A world away.
Hugh Laurie was so good on House that when I saw him on Blackadder, my immediate response was, I wonder how long it took him to get that accent.
Yes.
Yeah,
And then when I saw him
Spectacular.
in interviews, I felt like just the cleverest person in the room when I realized, oh, House is the accent. Got it.
yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, you can't tell the difference at all.
Yeah, Blackadder is yeah, that's a good one. Well, see, there's another one that doesn't have a religious person necessarily as the center of it. It's got Blackadder.
Yeah, that's true.
Baldric, find me a turkey so large you think its mother had been rogered by an omnibus.
And the religious figures in it are figures of fun.
Yeah. Have you seen Upstart Crow?
Yeah.
Don't know it.
Not too bad, actually. It's not too bad.
Yeah, I really like that actually. David Mitchell, he's one of my favorite comedians playing.
He does a good Will in like he's a grumpy side too. It's like
it's nice, and the dude who plays his dad is brilliant.
yeah. Oh God, he's a famous
Yeah,
bloke. He's done.
so it's Upstart Crow is William Shakespeare, so it's a Shakespeare
Yeah.
thing, and he's basically it's William Shakespeare writing all of his plays and living a life at home is the story, and it's very good.
Well, that's interesting.
Will Shakespeare was basically the Michael Bay of his generation, if you think about it that way.
Was there explosions? Slow explosions.
There was a lot of deaths and twins going on.
literally, I can't say it right now. I'm tongue tied. Literary explosions. That's how I should put it.
There we go.
Yeah. He dropped the old bombshell in.
Yes.
He played to the pit a lot, which
Yeah.
It plays the groundlings.
quite well.
Basically, the common denominator is basically you can't go wrong doing a play to the commons. That's how it worked.
Oh, QC,
And that's
I
why,
tried
that's why
watching.
the conspiracies about him being a posh bloke.
Yeah, I tried watching
That's
the
hilarious.
was it K-pop
No,
Demon Hunters?
I haven't. I haven't. By the way.
I don't even
I
think
made
about
it
that.
to the end of the first till my coffee. I made it for a coffee. The length it took me to drink a coffee, and went, nope, can't. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Don't rot your brain watching that.
It's
Yeah, you don't. You know, there's like so much other good shows to watch. This isn't like high on my priority. Like one of the shows I want to watch is like the second season of Reacher, or is it the third season? There's, yeah. If you guys haven't watched Reacher,
Oh yeah,
I like it. I recommend it.
Reacher's
I've been holding off watching that. Is it
I haven't
actually
gotten around
good?
to it yet.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, like my only so-called TV movie access is Netflix Australia, and I must get a false IP address or something so I can get.
Yeah,
A
get a
VPN.
VPN.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah, that's it.
I heard Netflix outside of the US is just awful in terms
It's
of
pretty
selection.
hard. Yeah.
Can I make a recommendation of a YouTube channel run by a guy who's almost certainly Mormon
really.
from Utah? Yeah, a terrifically good one, science-based, called Clint's Reptiles.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
yes.
I watched it.
I had that.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
subscribed to Clint. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's so good. He had one on this morning that was a bit sad. His
Oh, Gus
favorite
Gus.
pet,
Gus is gone.
died.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gus, the Argentinian tegu, which is a giant lizard with massive bite force, and that was his pet
Yeah. One
from
of
the very
strongest-
beginning.
I think it's the second or third strongest bite force of all the monitors.
Yeah, but he does a lot of debunking of creationist stuff. He's got videos debunking creationist stupidity as well. So where he points out he's religious, and you don't have to have this stupid shit. Evolution's real, and that stuff is not. So I enjoy his
he's
stuff
good.
a lot.
By the way, what do you
yeah.
guys think about Justin from Deconstruction Zone co-hosting with Dillahunty on the line? Have you guys heard?
I had not heard about that.
Yeah, I
Did
think
that
that's in the
go
next
okay?
couple weeks.
I
No, it hasn't.
saw it, but I
hasn't
haven't
yet.
watched one.
That hasn't happened yet. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoever calls in had better not be trying to say something about what's in the Bible without knowing their stuff, because those two will eviscerate them.
Oh,
Steve
that
rolled.
would be
Steve
eviscerated.
rolled. Roll emulated everything.
I mean, I really enjoy Justin. Planet Peterson is a little bit hard to take.
Yeah.
I find he's a bit too childish in his insults. He makes fun of accents, that sort of thing. He is getting
And also, I
better.
feel like his science isn't that strong.
It's not. I think it might be, but he's a bad communicator.
Yeah, that's probably
He is getting better, but I hope he does with collaboration with AXP, and whether or not he goes over to the line. I hope he matures. I hope because I see potential there.
Well, it's like
but-
Professor Dave used to be crap when he started. So,
Yeah,
So
it's a
it's-
learning curve.
yeah.
Oh, perfect example: the girls who do the chewed gum and the transatlantic show. It was really hard watching them for about the first 8 months over on the line. They just, to be sexist, they lacked the balls to, tell people to fuck off. But Promise has really matured. She's really good now. Alyssa has come on as well. They're all getting better. And I think that's something that is really needed in the general atheist community is more female input.
Yeah.
It's sadly lacking, and I understand why it's lacking. But yeah, I try and support any female content.
Did you
creators.
watch Xena co-host with Forrest?
Oh yeah,
I thought she was really sharp. Very insightful on
I
some of the
ended up
things.
subscribing and watched a few of her videos. It even though I fucking hate philosophy, but I'm having to learn it again and pay attention now, because so many of the apologists are just, it's just philosophy bollocks. What is it?
Phil Brooks.
Hannah or Jackie. Hannah/Jackie is the perfect
Okay.
example.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that? Do you think that's legit? Where
Oh,
Jackie
it's
is
a piss take.
transition?
Well,
It's a piss
we
take.
don't know at the moment if it is a piss take. I think it might be, but we don't have anything else to say that it isn't. So until we do, we treat it like it is true.
Yeah, I feel like we don't know because she's not really pushing on it, right? Not trying
Yeah.
to leverage that in any way.
Yeah, it's not
Um,
been leveraged. So long as we don't treat it as face value until we know otherwise.
I respect the pronouns,
Yeah.
but the way he, it was the change, his name change started right after he refused to acknowledge that Dr. Ben
Yep.
was
The only thing
trans
about
male.
that is, and what I guess just to be charitable, it could be that she was kind of struggling with some transition, and in a certain way, maybe kind of,
Yeah.
acted
We
against
we
it.
don't have enough information to say otherwise, to be honest.
My
And,
gut says
if it turns out they're basically lying their ass off, then once it's obvious that they're lying their ass off, we rip them a new one. But until then, it's like we don't know. Treat them how we would expect to treat them if they were telling the truth.
yeah, and to me, he's an asshole whether he's trans or not.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't make anything that they say any worth considering because it's all complete bollocks. But
Yeah. And I mean, honestly,
I don't care if it's male bollocks or female bollocks.
a Noahide. I mean, honestly,
I've got the Noahide stuff. Oh, that
it's ridiculous. It's also like, how does bloody Lucifer, whatever he calls himself now,
damn it, John. Sorry,
he's not.
That is most foul.
He's pulling the "I'm not a Christian. I'm a follower."
Oh
of Jesus."
yeah, no, he
Bullshit.
is he just doesn't like the
He's-
label.
Yeah, doesn't like the label. It's
That's what Apot did.
yeah.
Wanted to be called a Nazarene or something. It's like,
By
God
the
of
way, what
grammar.
has their presence been recently? Apot and the Monkey Boy.
The Monkey Boy just showed up again, like I said recently,
mm.
and he's been getting
he came back and he's still dancing around like a loony.
If he's to believed, he flies in and flies out. So he might spend 3 months on a work site and
He might like a
on
rig.
one
He
thing.
might be in a rig
Yeah.
or something.
that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So he
I can
disappears
see
for a while.
that. Yeah.
I generally have been staying out of the comments section. That time in the caravan, the 9 weeks in the caravan with no internet, sort of has given me a lower tolerance for the chatting
Yeah.
with comments. I sort of read through them and report the obvious ones, and maybe something will get done. But I mean, you only have to look at the example of bloody Jaffles. Why is that? Why is his profile still going? All he ever does is the same thing. He's a sad caricature.
Yeah.
Mind you, that's just about all our trolls.
Yeah, it's about that. You're right.
It's they there's only so much pity you can hold for these people.
Yeah.
I just find it hard now to get seriously angry with them because they're idiots. It's just like it's like shouting at chickens. How mad at chicken can you get?
Well, those
Almost
chickens
done.
probably deserved it.
Yeah, I mean, I accidentally killed a rooster with a rake when I was looking at someone.
Yeah, I've joked about it.
I beated the odd one with my foot.
With a couple. I've joked about it with a couple of them, but I do sometimes wonder if maybe some of them do have a shame fetish. Like what they're doing
yeah.
is coming on here to behave the way that they are, so that we can shout them down. They get their brain tingles out of being
Victimized.
out
That is
of being shamed and humiliated like that. Maybe maybe that's the game for them, and maybe in that way that
No, it's cheaper than a professional dominatrix.
was that
It's
Is it?
cheaper than
sure.
they
I'm
charge.
pretty sure I could undercut a lot of those dominatrixes if they want to be beaten.
I
can
know.
do that.
I think since we can't go pro here, we might want to go pro on the dominatrix side.
hey, we can make some money on that.
Yeah.
I've known a few of them, and honestly, the money they get paid and the stuff that people are happy or only want done to them, used as a footstool for 3 hours. Thank you. That'll be $3,000. Seriously, that's the sort of
But it's not always about the love of money. It's love of dominating some sub.
yeah. It's some sort of weird interplay there, which I really can't get into because I just like. I like a laugh.
Some people just like control, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, I upset a lot of people in the BDSM community because I make a joke of it. I mean, let's face it, sex is funny, done the right way.
Yep.
Don't
Yep.
have to be
If you
serious.
don't have a sense of humor doing sex, and you shouldn't be doing it.
What is the old thing? God showed his sense of humor by giving sex to humans or something.
Oh yeah, that's from the movie Dogma.
Yeah,
Oh, I haven't seen that movie so long I forgot about that.
yeah. There was something else I had listed. Hang on, let me go and check my notes again.
I mean, you
But
do
we
know
still
what a
got Aaron.
dominatrix's you do know what a dominatrix's favorite accent is.
What?
Cockney.
Damn it! Ah! My brain's going to mush with all these puns.
That was horrible. I just said it. I've got a playlist that's public. That's called QE Show. What is it? QE Show. Things that might be fun to talk about. And I left off the N on fun. But there's a... hang on. I'll bring this up. It's called Bible Code NZ, New Zealand. There we go. And
Sounds like a porn site.
that's the name, and that's the link to the video. Just a one of the weird things that I just come across. If I come across strange channels, I stick them in there. There's one video called Jordan Peterson versus 20 Kermit the Frogs.
Oh,
It's an AI generated.
Oh, God,
I've never seen. I didn't watch the video, but I saw that.
Yeah, it's in that playlist. So if anyone wants to go to my profile and look there, I've got a lot of playlists, but that's quite a good one. The topics of I've got topics of religion.
Yeah.
Where it's this is a good funny one. That one is. Let me just get that.
I am wondering how many of these are going to be blocked soon in my country.
That one's John
Or
Cleese.
internet safety law that they're bringing
Yeah.
in.
Oh yeah, what is that?
Oh, it's allegedly to protect kids, but it's really to get data off people. You have to basically register that you're over 18.
Yeah, we got the
On the
same thing coming in Australia too.
Is
They
is that what I
made
was
the
gonna
decision
say?
just the other day to include YouTube in it as well. There was I was a bit uncertain about whether YouTube would be included in the list of social media, but the Prime Minister came out and said, nope, they're part of it as well.
Wikipedia have a lawsuit in place against the UK at the moment because it could block certain of their sites, which is just like going, what? How was Wikipedia, an online bloody encyclopedia, getting blocked because it's, how is that over 18?
The container.
It's
It's not like
another.
there's any sexual imagery on there. It's like,
I was going to make another little YouTube recommendation. I've been enjoying the Stormtrooper vlog from Artificial Cheese recently. For those who aren't familiar, it's a dude walking around in a Stormtrooper outfit, taking you on tours of his various duties.
Has,
you
has
should look
anyone
up,
come across the Bigfoot
what's
blogs and the Yeti blogs?
There's the Imperial HR
Wait, what?
as well to look up.
What?
The HR woman for the Empire. That's another one to look up.
I'll keep my eye open for that.
Yeah, I can't remember what her name is, but she's like the HR, the Empire's HR. I think she's called.
A comment from one of them this morning that I was watching. He's ended up in a swamp on what's the little island of the little moon with the little Muppets on it.
Oh, Indoor?
Yeah, and he's up to
Oh,
his
yeah.
waist in a swamp, and he's like holds his foot up and he goes 68% swamp, 32% regret.
The moon of Endor, I should point out. You don't know what that
Yeah,
is. Sorry, nerd alert.
yeah,
Yes.
it's just gorgeous. And he's doing the
I
doing
still
the
hate the
cloud top.
prequels. The prequels and the
All right.
postquels are.
I just realized that we again didn't do what Ook had wanted to do about the Bible verses.
We keep
Oh.
forgetting.
Yeah.
You need to put it in the reminder or something.
Oh,
Yeah, can
yeah.
we?
in the
I said I was going to send a reminder, but I didn't. But can we all plan on doing it next week?
Yeah,
If
I've
I am,
forgotten too. Yep.
if I can
Sure.
get my ass to remember, yeah, I will. But
Okay.
Now,
Well, stick it is the
okay,
first
so
comment. and
what is
pin it
the
Yeah,
homework
yeah.
on this
assignment?
Oh yeah.
what's your
Yeah,
what's
I'll
three?
put it as a first comment, but it's about your.
What the fuck Bible verses?
Three of
Yeah.
them, I think. Was it?
Yeah,
No, I think each of
Okay.
each of you kind of come up with one, but can you send me the one that you will be doing so that if it someone else is doing it, I'll let you know to try to
nah,
come
that's
up with something different.
dibs
bloody
on
hell.
emissions from
Yeah,
horses.
Oh, that's what everyone wants. Okay.
We have it all the
But-
time already.
But
Yeah.
Blar gets that. So what I would like is for the verse that you're doing, for you guys to actually provide kind of the background, what the context is, so that it's not just what the fuck is like. Okay, what it actually means, right? Because there's some context that gives it some meaning.
Yeah.
Just up one of the
but
old Bibles
let's
my
try
mom
and be
had.
professional for fuck's sake.
As
Well,
professors, we
I'm
can
not
fuck
paying
with
you. I'm not paying you. I told you.
You've lost hope.
Well, we're
Having
getting
me
free.
here.
We're getting free advertising here, so yeah.
Yeah, but what are you up to now, subscribers? I haven't even looked.
Well-
It's like 290 something.
That's
And
pretty good.
I'll
Yeah.
what's that?
That was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, we can do that. I just got to get off my ass and pull out one of the old Bibles and look it up again.
Bible Gateway.
Bible Gateway.
Yeah,
So-
all right.
that's what I use Bible Gateway.
I'm going to do the donkey thing, the talking donkey, because I think there's kind of it's actually pretty
Which one?
interesting. Balaam.
Is it?
Yeah,
and
but-
his talking donkey.
The context behind that one
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
a really interesting.
Yeah. So and
Yeah.
I think it kind of says a lot about, kind of the sort of, and not the dumb part, but it kind of points to this being just kind of like, a story that's there to kind of, give a message, but it tells you that it's a story, not some message from God or, a real story that happened. But yeah, so I'll take that one. So I have that, and Blark has the horse
The
emissions.
bulls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blark can have
I'm sending you
the whole Song of Solomon.
I just sent you mine.
Okay.
Mine
right.
is the Job 2 chapter 3.
The chapter
Oh.
3.
It
Okay,
is-
so that's
It
not
is somewhat
I'm
disturbing
sorry,
how
Job 2 verse 3. Though thou movest
How
me
well we
against
know
him
this
without
stuff.
cause. Sorry, yeah. Though thou movest me against him without cause. It's basically where God admits that everything that he's going to do to Job Job is completely faultless, and it's just to win a bet.
all right. What were you
who
going to
wants
say,
to
Blark?
do. I was going to also say who wants to do the Jesus's naked companion, naked because that one definitely needs doing. But I was
Well,
going to
I
say
think so.
it's scary how well lifelong atheists seem to know some of this stuff from the Bible. You go, oh, put me down for this one, put me down for that one.
Yeah, if I can't remember the words that's the Bible, I know the story. So I'm like, oh, you bringing that up?
Yeah, so that one definitely needs touching on. Jesus, his special young man who had no clothes.
I'll
Yeah,
be the
so-
one. I'll be the one to do that one. As much as it's gonna probably hurt me, I'll do it.
Good on you, Steve-O.
Just
Yeah.
okay.
Whoops.
Well
I
done.
had actually. Oh no, wrong one. I had actually posted that comment about the naked young man story. So I even
Yeah.
found a little graphic. Oh,
What's fun to do with that one is in Bible Gateway, flick it through some of the lesser known versions of the Bible,
Oh,
And,
the common language one.
and it gets it really strange or
Ooh.
completely omitted. I still get a lot whenever I'm feeling down. I go over and bring up a verse from the Message Bible. That
Yeah, that's
just
the Message Bible.
That
That's the
tickles
one.
me pink.
Is 1-3
The way
is
Yeah,
1-3
that's a strange one.
hilarious.
is
Right.
1379 the last one in that? Is that the
137.
Kids
He is the one who seizes your infant
yeah,
and
that is the
dashes them
last one.
against
Ah,
the
yeah.
rocks.
yeah.
Oh, that one.
What
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Well, the thing that's brilliant about that particular psalm is that it's the Rivers of Babylon by Boney M. They just stop before they get to verse 9. They do not because it is literally it's
It is.
Babylon. It is that. That's the song. It's Psalm 137.
I had that explained to me in musical theory in grade 9.
Oh, Rasputin, yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. We also did things like
Okay, we're gonna have to save this.
strange,
This will be
strange
Yeah.
stuff.
this
This,
will
this,
be
this is
Yeah,
what next-
this will be fun.
Yeah. So
You now put
all right.
Rasputin in.
get ahead of
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah.
And by the way, like like Blark sometimes does, you can share your screen. So if you have stuff that you want to like show and share, you can do that on
Oh,
Yeah,
of course.
on
I
your on
finally
StreamYard.
worked out string yard studio sort of thing. So yeah, I worked that out this morning before my first cup of coffee. So I'll be able
All
to
right,
share
so
lovely photos
I've
shortly.
only, I've only started sharing since I started using my laptop, so that way I could share if I need to. You can't do it on my tablet, which is how I used to do everything. So the things I do for you guys.
And we thank you for it.
I'll be
I've got the
sharing my
option.
photos, the
I
things
should
I'll
get
do
it.
to you guys.
Nope.
Oh my!
all right. Okay, so everyone has their homework for next week, and definitely let's not forget it. And I think this will be fun.
Okie dokie.
Sounds like the beginning
Yep.
of a
All right.
plan.
Sounds
Oh.
good.
Sounds good.
Well, thanks everyone. Thanks Craig for
Sounds
staying
good.
up. Thanks
Yep.
Tilting, and
Aaron,
it looks like
Yeah.
Aaron had to leave,
Yeah.
so he's no longer here.
He
But
was he's a good bloke. Aaron's a good
Yeah.
he is.
yep.
He's
Sounds
just like
good.
us. So yeah, let's do it.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, y'all be well.
He is
Everybody,
All right,
good night,
thanks,
everybody.
everyone. Okay, bye.
Speak to you next week. Bye.